Manchester United legend Denis Law was born on February 24, 1940, in Aberdeen, Scotland, to George, a fisherman, and his wife, Robina. The youngest of 7 children, Law grew up in poverty in a council tenement flat on Printfield Terrace, Woodside. He often went barefoot until he was 12 and wore hand-me-down shoes throughout his youth. His first pair of football boots, a second-hand gift from a neighbor, became a cherished possession during his teenage years. A devoted Aberdeen supporter, Law attended their matches when he could afford to and watched local non-league games otherwise. His passion for football led him to forgo a place at Aberdeen Grammar School, which required rugby participation, and instead attend Powis Academy. Despite a severe squint, Law excelled on the pitch after being moved from fullback to inside left, earning a spot on the Scotland Schoolboys team. In the 1954-55 season, 14-year-old Law was scouted by Huddersfield Town's Archie Beattie and invited for a trial. Initially dismissed by Huddersfield's manager due to his slight frame and appearance, Law was eventually signed on April 3, 1955. During his time at Huddersfield, he underwent surgery to correct his squint, which boosted his confidence. Huddersfield's relegation to the second division gave Law more opportunities to play, and he made his senior debut on December 24, 1956, at the age of 16 in a 2-1 victory over Notts County. Despite an offer of £10,000 from Matt Busby's Manchester United, Huddersfield refused to sell him. Bill Shankly, who managed Huddersfield and later Liverpool, also sought to sign Law, but Liverpool could not afford him. In March 1960, Law transferred to Manchester City for a then-record British fee of £55,000, edging out United for his signature. Despite initial doubts about leaving Huddersfield, he impressed at City, scoring on his debut in a 4-3 defeat to Leeds United. One of his standout performances came in 1961 when he scored 6 goals in an FA Cup match against Luton Town, though the game was abandoned, and the goals didn't count. Seeking greater success, Law moved to Torino in 1961 for another record fee of £110,000. Law's time in Italy was challenging. Despite being impressed by Torino's professionalism and facilities, he struggled with the defensive catenaccio system and performance-related pay structure. Controversies included claims by Internazionale over a pre-contract agreement and a car accident in February 1962, which injured his teammate Joe Baker. Frustrated by the defensive tactics and unfair treatment, including being sent off during a match against Napoli, Law requested a transfer. Torino initially sought to transfer him to Juventus, but Law returned to Aberdeen to force their hand. On July 10, 1962, he signed with Manchester United for a new British record fee of £115,000. Returning to Manchester, Law lived with the same landlady he had during his time at Manchester City. He made an immediate impact, scoring within 7 minutes of his debut for United on August 18, 1962, in a 2-2 draw against West Bromwich Albion. Despite his contributions, United struggled with consistency in the aftermath of the 1958 Munich air disaster. Law's performance in the FA Cup that season was a highlight. He scored a hat-trick in a 5-0 win over Huddersfield Town and helped United win the final 3-1 against Leicester City, scoring the opening goal. That same season, Law married Diana on December 11, 1962. Law's career had its share of controversies. In December 1962, during a match against West Brom, referee Gilbert Pullen taunted Law, leading to complaints from both Law and manager Matt Busby. The Football Association censured Pullen, who resigned in protest. Law later felt this incident marked him as a target for harsh officiating. The 1963-64 season was one of Law's best. He scored 46 goals in all competitions, a club record, and played for the rest of the world team against England at Wembley, scoring in a 2-1 defeat. In 1964-65, he won the Balon d'Or and helped United secure their first league title since the Munich tragedy, scoring 28 league goals to become the first division's top scorer. A knee injury sustained while playing for Scotland in October 1965 became a recurring issue. In 1966, Law's request for a pay raise led Busby to list him for transfer, but after apologizing, Law received the raise. Despite these challenges, he continued to excel, scoring 23 goals in the 1966-67 season and helping United win another league title. In 1968, United won the European Cup, but Law missed the final due to his knee injury. Playing through cortisone injections caused long-term damage, and by the 1969-70 season, injuries significantly limited his appearances. Law's later years at United were marked by managerial changes and inconsistent performances. After Frank O'Farrell's dismissal, Law recommended Tommy Docherty as manager. Docherty released Law on a free transfer in 1973, ending his United career with 237 goals in 404 appearances. Law returned to Manchester City, scoring twice on his second debut. In City's final match of the 1973-74 season, Law's backheeled goal secured a 1-0 victory against United. Believing his goal had relegated his former team, he chose not to celebrate. However, results elsewhere confirmed United's relegation regardless. After being told he would only play in the reserves, Law retired in 1974. His final professional game was a friendly against Oldham Athletic on August 10, 1974. Law's international career was equally distinguished. He debuted for Scotland on October 18, 1958, in a 3-0 win over Wales, scoring their second goal. He described Scotland's 9-3 defeat to England in 1961 as his blackest day. While at Torino, he continued to represent Scotland, despite the club's reluctance to release him. In 1963, he scored for the rest of the world team in a 2-1 loss to England. A memorable moment came in 1967 when Scotland defeated reigning world champions England 3-2 at Wembley, a victory Law cherished. Scotland qualified for the 1974 World Cup, their first appearance since 1958. Law played in their 2-0 win over Zaire, which turned out to be his final international match. Although Scotland remained unbeaten, they failed to advance. Law retired with 55 caps and 30 goals, a record he shares with Kenny Dalglish. Off the pitch, Law married Diana in 1962, and the couple had 5 children. Their daughter, Diana, worked in Manchester United's press office. Post-retirement, Law became a television and radio presenter, appearing on This Is Your Life in 1975. Law received numerous accolades throughout his life. He was inducted into the English Football Hall of Fame in 2002, and a statue of him alongside George Best and Bobby Charlton was unveiled at Old Trafford. He underwent prostate cancer surgery in 2003 and was awarded honorary degrees from Aberdeen, St Andrews, and Robert Gordon universities. In 2012, he founded the Denis Law Legacy Trust, promoting youth engagement through sports and community projects, including Scotland's first Cruyff Court in Aberdeen. In 2016, Law was appointed Commander of the Order of the British Empire, CBE, for his services to football and charity. He received the Freedom of the City of Aberdeen in 2017. In August 2021, Law revealed his diagnosis of Alzheimer's disease and vascular dementia. Denis Law passed away on January 17, 2025, at the age of 84. Denis Law's legacy as a footballer and humanitarian is extraordinary. From his record-breaking achievements on the pitch to his community contributions, Law remains an icon whose impact transcends football. His elegance, passion, and dedication to the game continue to inspire generations. Thanks for watching.